The Simpsons predicted the new president of the United States in 2026. In a long-forgotten episode, the screen opens with Trump standing in the Oval Office. Wild promises and wrecked borders. His voice echoes as the economy begins to crumble. The stock market crashes, factories shut down. Families struggle while street crowds flood the avenues with angry chants. The scene suddenly shifts to Congress. Lawmakers argue fiercely, pointing fingers, slamming stacks of classified documents onto heavy oak tables. A bold headline flashes across the screen. Impeachment vote against Trump. Thunder shakes the sky outside as the Capitol looms under storm clouds, lightning striking in the distance. Moments later, the camera cuts to Kamala Harris. With a stern and unshaken face, she walks slowly up the White House steps. Citizens roar with applause, waving American flags across Washington, D.C. Fireworks burst above the National Mall. On screen, the chilling words appear. Kamala Harris, the new president of 2026. The final shot shows a calendar flipping forward.
The Simpsons predict the end of the world because of Trump in a dark episode. The show depicts World War III, triggered in 2025 by Trump's return to the White House after re-elected. He imposes extreme sanctions on several countries and orders military maneuvers at the borders. Moscow issues a warning, but Trump strikes a Russian base. The response is immediate. U.S. bases in Europe are destroyed. China joins the war. The world plunges into chaos. New York is in flames. Washington descends into panic. Iran was already bombed. World War III is coming. Trump smiles on TV. We're winning, but the reality is far different. Europe burns, Asia collapses, the world is on fire. Bioweapons kill millions. In 2026, Trump orders a nuclear strike on Moscow. Russia retaliates. The sky burns. Cities vanish from his bunker. Trump declares, "I was so close to victory." Civilization collapses. 80% of humanity dies. What do you think?
Simpsons predicted that the USA will face serious trouble in 2026. In one episode, the entire town of Springfield is shown collapsing under extreme climate chaos. Violent storms tearing through streets, deadly floods swallowing neighborhoods, and unbearable heat turning everything into a disaster zone. Back then, people laughed it off as a climate joke. But now, as 2026 gets closer, that scene doesn't feel funny anymore. Across the U.S., weather is becoming more unpredictable and dangerous. Hurricanes are stronger, wildfires burn faster, and floods are hitting places once considered safe. Major cities like Miami and New York are struggling with rising sea levels creeping closer. Farmers in the Midwest are losing crops from brutal heat waves, destroying entire fields. Just like in the episode, people are starting to panic as power grids fail, water shortages spread, and food prices keep rising. Every new disaster makes the warning feel more real. Many Americans are now questioning whether that cartoon moment was entertainment or an unexpected warning. As conditions worsen and fear spreads, the idea of 2026 becoming a turning point no longer feels impossible. Signs grow harder. Simpsons predicted that the USA will face serious trouble in 2026. In one episode, the entire town of Springfield is shown collapsing under extreme climate chaos. Violent storms tearing through streets, deadly floods swallowing neighborhoods, and unbearable heat turning everything into a disaster zone. Back then, people laughed it off as a climate joke. But now, as 2026 gets closer, that scene doesn't feel funny anymore. Across the U.S., weather is becoming more unpredictable and dangerous. Hurricanes are stronger, wildfires. Simpsons are said to have predicted it. In the year 2026, a deadly snowstorm will strike the United States. 7 days of ice, 7 nights of silence from January 19th to January 25th. It begins with dark clouds stretching across the sky like a warning no one can ignore. Then comes the snow. Not ordinary snow, but giant flakes, heavy and sharp, falling faster and faster until entire cities vanish beneath white. Phones stop working, batteries die in the freezing air, and people who step outside feel the cold burn their skin like fire. Even the news anchors, the ones who are supposed to stay calm, stare into the camera with wide eyes and shaking voices. Water pipes burst, internet lines snap, and skyscrapers freeze over, transforming into icy towers that pierce the sky. The world feels abandoned, silent, frozen, and they say only those who are warned can prepare. Only those who speak their names will be spared. The Simpsons predicted it. The storm is coming. January 19th to January 25th, 2026. Will you survive the week of ice?
If you live in the United States, don't ignore this video. The Simpsons warned you about the most dangerous rain in the United States. January 2026. Sky over America stops being safe. The lost episode doesn't start with a couch gag. Just a gray cloud hanging over Springfield and a weather alert that says, United States Precipitation Event 26. Lisa stares at the screen. The storm isn't local, she whispers. It's targeted. Cut to cartoon New York. Times Square, the Statue of Liberty, people rushing with umbrellas. The first drops fall clear, then turn black on contact. A man looks at his sleeve, the fabric sizzles. Another wipes his face. His skin turns pale red where the rain touched. Back in the Simpsons' house, Marge closes all the windows. Homer laughs. It's just American rain outside, the pavement hisses like a pan. On the news, a map of the U.S. glows. Yellow, then orange, then solid red. Label: acidic microprecipitation, source unknown.
2026. The Simpsons showed a scene where a massive snowstorm hit the United States, lasting from January 19th to January 25th. During that week, the country faced extreme cold, with temperatures dropping lower than ever recorded before. The skies turned gray, thick snow-covered roads and houses, and the freezing air made phones and devices stop working. Even news reporters looked tense as they described how bad the storm was getting. Schools closed down, stores quickly ran out of food and supplies, and cars refused to start in the icy conditions. As the cold grew stronger, water pipes burst, internet connections failed, and power outages spread across cities. With no heating or electricity, people stayed inside as pets avoided going outdoors. Trains and buses stopped, and buildings froze under thick layers of ice. Everyday life completely stopped, and people struggled to stay warm and survive the deadly snowstorm. What do you think about this? Comment your thoughts and follow for more.